Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco don't just travel, they disappear into a world of hidden luxury. From sleek cars to private jets and even romantic boat rides, their journeys are carefully planned to stay out of sight. But how exactly do they pull it off? That's what I'm about to show you. Luxury cars. Let me paint you a picture of devotion that seems almost impossible in our modern age of instant gratification and quick flights. Imagine being so in love with someone that you're willing to spend 3 to 4 days driving across the entire continental United States, traversing deserts, mountains and plains, watching the American landscape unfold mile by mile through your windshield, all because the alternative, stepping onto an airplane, fills you with such profound terror that it's simply not an option. This is the reality that Benny Blanco faces every single time he wants to see Selena Gomez. Benny Blanco's fear of flying isn't just a mild discomfort or a preference for keeping his feet on the ground. It's a severe phobia that has fundamentally shaped how he navigates his relationship with one of the world's biggest stars. While most people in long-distance relationships might hop on a quick 2-hour flight from Los Angeles to New York City, Blanco embarks on what can only be described as a cross-country pilgrimage, a testament to love that puts every romantic gesture you've ever made to absolute shame. The music producer, who has crafted hits for the biggest names in the industry, has been documented making these marathon drives regularly, with one particular journey in May 2025 capturing public attention when he was spotted making a stop in Dallas, approximately halfway through his transcontinental trek. Think about that for a moment. While you might complain about a 30-minute commute to work, this man is spending days behind the wheel, navigating highways and interstates, stopping for gas and rest, all for the chance to spend time with the woman he loves. But let's break down what these drives actually entail, because the sheer logistics of repeatedly driving from Los Angeles to New York City are staggering. We're talking about approximately 2,800 miles of highway, interstate and back roads. We're talking about crossing through 8 or 9 states, depending on the route chosen. We're talking about countless gas stops, rest stops, roadside diners, budget motels or luxury hotels for overnight stays, according to reports. Blanco aims to reunite with Gomez every 3 weeks, despite her demanding filming schedule for Only Murders in the Building in New York City, while he maintains his base of operations in Los Angeles. This means that roughly every 21 days, Blanco is either preparing for, executing or recovering from a cross-country drive that would exhaust most people just thinking about it. The commitment is breathtaking. This isn't a one-time grand gesture made in the honeymoon phase of a relationship. It's a repeated demonstration of devotion that happens month after month, through changing seasons, through varying weather conditions, through the inevitable fatigue that comes with such regular long-distance travel. The drives themselves have become something of a labor of love for Blanco, who has described these journeys as his way of ensuring they can see each other in person, maintaining the face-to-face connection that's so crucial to any relationship, but especially one in the public eye. While other couples might FaceTime or text their way through separations, relying on digital connection to bridge the physical gap, Blanco literally puts in the miles, creating a physical journey that mirrors the emotional journey of their relationship, proving that sometimes the old-fashioned way, which is getting in a car and driving to your loved one, is still the most meaningful. But Blanco's relationship with luxury cars isn't solely about these grueling cross-country marathons. The man knows how to transform his ground transportation preference into opportunities for romance, creativity and celebration. In April 2025, Blanco rented a luxury limousine in Los Angeles for a themed date night where he and Gomez recreated a prom night experience, complete with corsages, formal attire and all the nostalgic glamour of a high school dance, but with significantly better transportation and without the awkward teenage angst. This ability to transform his ground travel necessity into opportunities for creativity and romance is perhaps one of the most endearing aspects of Blanco's approach to luxury car transportation. He's not just grudgingly avoiding planes and making do with whatever ground transportation is available. He's actively finding ways to make his preferred methods special, memorable and fun. It's a mindset that turns limitation into opportunity, transforming what could be seen as a burden or inconvenience into something that actually enhances their relationship and creates unique memories that flying simply couldn't provide. When it came time for his bachelor party in Las Vegas in August 2025, Blanco kept things consistent with his travel philosophy, opting for a short drive from Los Angeles, approximately 4 hours through the desert, rather than taking a quick flight that would have gotten him there in under an hour. Even for a celebratory occasion with friends, even when the distance is relatively short and manageable by plane for most people, even when the convenience factor might have been tempting, Blanco stays true to his ground transportation transportation commitment, the luxury car component of Blanco and Gomez's travel story reached its most elaborate expression during their wedding weekend in Santa Barbara on September 27, 2025. This spectacular event required coordinating transportation not just for the couple themselves, but for dozens of high-profile guests, each with their own travel preferences, security needs and schedules, all while maintaining the privacy and exclusivity that such a celebrity wedding demands. The wedding logistics involved multiple forms of luxury ground transportation, from private cars making 2-hour drives from Los Angeles to elaborate 3-car motorcades for ultra-high-profile guests like Taylor Swift. The choice of Santa Barbara as a venue was particularly clever from a transportation perspective, close enough to Los Angeles to make driving a viable and even pleasant option, eliminating the need for air travel for those who, like Blanco, preferred to keep their wheels on the ground. For guests who valued discretion and security above all else, Taylor Swift's 3-car motorcade represented the pinnacle of luxury ground transportation. Multiple vehicles working in coordination, security personnel managing every detail, tinted windows protecting privacy, and professional drivers ensuring that one of the world's biggest pop stars could arrive safely and in style. This wasn't just about getting from point A to point B. It was about making a statement, about ensuring safety, and about arriving at one of the most important celebrations in your friend's life with the gravitas and security that befits global superstardom. The couple even arranged shuttle buses to transport guests between hotels and the venue, a practical touch that ensured everyone could arrive safely and on time without the stress of navigating unfamiliar roads. Dealing with parking logistics or worrying about coordinating multiple vehicles. These weren't your average school buses, of course. We're talking luxury coaches with comfortable seating, climate control, and all the amenities that wedding guests at this caliber of event would expect and deserve. Now let's shift our perspective from the highways of Benny Blanco's ground-bound world to the clouds, where Selena Gomez navigates her incredibly busy, demanding and complex life with the efficiency, luxury and privacy that her career absolutely requires. Private jets. If Blanco's story is one of creative workarounds, determined ground travel, and persistent problem-solving to overcome his flying phobia, then Selena's transportation tale is about maximizing time, maintaining privacy, ensuring security, and traveling in the kind of style that befits one of the entertainment industry's most successful, recognizable, and beloved stars. Selena Gomez's primary mode of transportation is the private jet, that ultimate symbol of celebrity convenience, luxury, and the rarefied air of A-list Hollywood life. For someone juggling an intense filming schedule, promotional appearances that span multiple cities and countries, business meetings for her various ventures, including her cosmetics line Rare Beauty, recording sessions for her music career, and a personal life that spans multiple cities and time zones, commercial flights simply don't offer the flexibility, privacy, security, or efficiency that private aviation provides. We're talking about chartered jets that allow her to work on her own schedule, depart when she's ready rather than when airlines dictate, avoid the chaos and public exposure of airports and commercial terminals, and travel with the comfort, security and discretion that her level of fame absolutely demands. This is an A-level aircraft with a luxury interior and breathtaking designs. The most delightful, romantic and Instagram-worthy aspect of Selena's private jet usage came to light in September 2025, when fans and photographers spotted her jet featuring a custom wrap with Benny Blanco's face. Yes, you read that correctly. Selena Gomez literally turned her private jet into a flying billboard, celebrating her love for her then-fiancé, transforming a multi-million-dollar piece of aviation equipment into perhaps the most elaborate and visible declaration of love ever conceived. The jet, which she affectionately dubbed her runway in the skies, became an instant social media sensation, with fans swooning over this public declaration of affection that could be seen from thousands of feet below, visible to anyone who happened to look up as she soared overhead. Think about the audacity, the romance, the sheer joy and fun of this gesture. While most people might put a photo of their partner on their phone's lock screen, or maybe wear a piece of jewelry with their initials, or get a small tattoo in their honor, Selena wrapped an entire aircraft, a massive, expensive, technologically sophisticated piece of aviation equipment with her beloved's face. It's the kind of grand romantic gesture that only someone of Selena's stature could pull off, and it perfectly encapsulates the playful, public, unabashedly affectionate nature of their relationship. Every time she boards that plane, every time she flies to a new destination for work or pleasure, she's quite literally surrounded by her love for Blanco, carrying him with her in the most visible way possible, even when he can't join her in the air due to his phobia. The private jet lifestyle reached peak glamour, luxury and celebration during Gomez's bachelorette weekend in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, in August 2025. For this pre-wedding celebration with her closest friends, likely including some of the biggest names in entertainment, beauty and fashion, Selena chartered a private jet that whisked the entire party from Los Angeles to the luxurious Mexican resort destination, where they would spend the weekend on yachts, enjoying spa treatments, celebrating her upcoming nuptials, and creating memories that would last a lifetime. This is where the contrast between Selena and Blanco's travel styles becomes most apparent and most stark. While he was likely preparing for or recovering from one of his exhausting cross-country drives, while he was planning his own bachelor party that would require careful ground transportation logistics, she was jetting off with her friends for a weekend of luxury and celebration that took just a few hours from departure to arrival. But rather than representing a fundamental incompatibility or a source of friction between them, this difference actually highlights the complementary nature of their relationship, the way they've each carved out their own transportation spheres while respecting each other's needs, preferences, and limitations. The Cabo trip exemplifies how Selena uses private aviation not just for work, but for maintaining her personal relationships and creating memorable experiences with her loved ones. The chartered jet allowed her entire bachelorette party to travel together as a cohesive group, arriving in style for a weekend of yacht-based festivities that would have been significantly more complicated, time-consuming, and stressful to coordinate using commercial flights, which would have meant coordinating multiple schedules, dealing with potential delays that could throw off the whole weekend, and arriving at different times rather than all together. The privacy afforded by private aviation also meant that she could celebrate this intimate pre-wedding moment without the intrusion of paparazzi at every airport gate, without fans recognizing her at commercial terminals and requesting photos when she might just want to relax with her friends, and without the details of her celebration being leaked in real time by other passengers posting to social media. For a celebrity of Selena's magnitude, privacy isn't just a preference, it's a necessity for maintaining any sense of normalcy and intimacy in important life moments. Now, beyond the romantic gestures and celebration trips, beyond the Instagram-worthy moments and the viral social media posts, Selena's use of private jets is fundamentally about the practical, unavoidable demands of her multifaceted career. Her frequent charters between Los Angeles and New York City for filming Only Murders in the Building represent the kind of bi-coastal lifestyle that's common among top-tier entertainers, but would be nearly impossible to maintain using commercial flights with their fixed schedules, potential delays, and lack of flexibility. Think about the logistics that private aviation makes possible. Selena might finish filming a particularly intense scene in New York on a Friday evening, need to attend an important business meeting for one of her various ventures, or a promotional event for a brand partnership in Los Angeles on Saturday, and be back on set in New York by Monday morning for the next week of filming. Commercial flights with their fixed schedules that might not align with her needs, security lines that would add hours to every journey, potential delays that could jeopardize important commitments, and the constant risk of flights being cancelled or overbooked simply can't accommodate this kind of flexibility and reliability. Private aviation allows her to maximize her time, working while traveling with her team rather than sitting idly in airports, departing as soon as she's finished with one commitment to get to the next, and maintaining the kind of demanding schedule that her multifaceted career as an actress, singer, businesswoman, and philanthropist requires. When you're operating at the level of Selena Gomez, where your time is literally worth thousands of dollars per hour, where missing a commitment could cost hundreds of thousands in lost opportunities or breach of contract penalties, private jets aren't really a luxury, they're a business necessity. Moreover, the privacy and security of private jets can't be overstated for someone at Selena's level of fame. Commercial flying would mean navigating airports filled with fans and photographers who might surround her at every turn, dealing with the constant stress of being photographed at her worst moments when she's tired from filming, makeup-free during early morning flights, or even emotional after difficult scenes. Private aviation provides a sanctuary of sorts, a space where she can relax without performing, prepare for upcoming work without being watched, take important phone calls without worrying about being overheard, or simply exist without the constant awareness of being watched, judged, and photographed. It's not just about luxury or showing off wealth. It's about creating a space where she can be herself, where she can work effectively, and where she can maintain the kind of productivity and professionalism that her career demands. Now, it would be remiss not to acknowledge that private jet usage, particularly frequent private jet usage, comes with significant environmental costs and has become increasingly controversial in an era of climate awareness. This is a conversation that celebrities who use private aviation frequently must navigate, balancing their legitimate security and logistical needs against the environmental impact of their travel choices. Although this aspect of Selena's travel isn't the focus of this story, it's still an important context that shapes public perception of celebrity aviation transportation and adds another layer of complexity to these transportation decisions. Now, when driving across America isn't enough, or when Selena Blanco needs to travel internationally without flying, the couple turns to one of the most romantic and adventurous forms of transportation imaginable: luxury boats and yachts. Benny Blanco's most extraordinary boat journey came when, after driving from Los Angeles to New York, he embarked on an 8-day transatlantic boat voyage to Europe. Picture this extraordinary, almost cinematic journey. After completing one of his already exhausting cross-country drives, covering nearly 3,000 miles over 3 or 4 days, after arriving in New York tired but determined, Blanco then boarded a boat for an 8-day crossing of the Atlantic Ocean. While other travelers, including Selena herself when she travels internationally, might make the journey from New York to Europe in a matter of 7 or 8 hours aboard a comfortable airplane, arriving refreshed and ready to go, Blanco spent more than a week on the water, watching the endless expanse of ocean stretch to the horizon in every direction, dealing with potential seasickness, experiencing the unique isolation of being at sea with no land in sight, and embracing what can only be described as one of the slowest forms of modern international travel. He reportedly likened the experience to being on the Titanic, a mix of adventure, romance, grandeur, and probably no small amount of discomfort and apprehension. The comparison is apt in more ways than one, like those early 20th century passengers who crossed the Atlantic in luxury liners because airplanes either didn't exist yet. Blanco is choosing a mode of transportation from a different era. He is embracing a slower, more contemplative way of crossing oceans that most modern travelers have completely abandoned in favor of the speed and efficiency of air travel. This wasn't just about avoiding planes, it was about pushing through discomfort, embracing alternative methods that most people would consider impractical or impossible, and refusing to let fear dictate the boundaries of his relationship or limit his ability to support Gomez in her international work commitments. The sheer determination required to complete such a journey, especially after already driving across an entire continent, speaks volumes about the depth of Blanco's commitment to making this relationship work, despite the geographical, logistical, and psychological challenges that most couples will never have to face. But not all of the couple's boat and yacht experiences involve epic transatlantic crossings or dramatic ocean voyages. Some of their most intimate and romantic maritime moments have come during domestic lake getaways that represent the perfect compromise between their two travel styles. These trips allow them to experience the luxury, privacy, and romance of yacht travel without Blanco needing to confront his flying phobia, creating a sweet spot where both of their needs and preferences can be met simultaneously. In September 2025, shortly after their respective bachelor and bachelorette parties, the couple enjoyed a serene lake getaway that perfectly encapsulates their blended approach to travel. This trip involved a relatively short drive from Los Angeles, likely to somewhere in the Lake Tahoe area or another nearby lake destination that California and the surrounding states offer in abundance. Somewhere they could enjoy the tranquility of water-based recreation, the luxury of private boat access, and the romance of being on the water together, all without Blanco needing to step onto a plane or endure a multi-day journey to get there. The beauty of these lake trips is multifaceted and reveals the thoughtfulness with which this couple approaches their shared travel experiences. First, they're easily accessible by car from Los Angeles, meaning the couple can depart on their own schedule without the need for flight planning, coordination with aviation companies, or dealing with any of the logistics that air travel requires. They can leave when they're ready, drive at their own pace, stop along the way if they want to explore a town or grab a meal, and arrive when it suits them rather than being locked into departure times set by airlines or charter companies. Second, once they arrive at their lake destination, the activities, which include boating, relaxing on decks, swimming, enjoying the natural scenery, perhaps fishing or water sports, provide exactly the kind of romantic, peaceful, disconnected from Hollywood environment that allows them to reconnect away from the chaos of their busy lives. These getaways feature small boats or yachts for romantic outings, giving them the privacy and luxury they desire while staying true to Blanco's ground and water transportation preferences. There's something almost poetic about a couple finding their sweet spot on a lake, not quite on solid ground where Blanco does most of his traveling, not quite flying through the air where Selena spends much of her professional life, but floating peacefully on water, literally meeting in the middle between their two transportation worlds. In early September 2025, just weeks before their wedding, Selena and Blanco embarked on a luxury yacht outing that combined romance with celebration, intimacy with luxury, and provided yet another example of how maritime travel has become a cornerstone of their shared experiences. Yachts have become a recurring theme in their joint travel, offering the perfect blend of luxury that matches their celebrity status, privacy that protects them from the constant intrusion of paparazzi and public scrutiny, and Blanco-friendly transportation that allows him to participate fully without conflict confronting his flying phobia. Whether it's a day trip along the stunning California coast, where they can watch the sunset over the Pacific while enjoying champagne and each other's company, or a longer excursion to explore hidden coves and private beaches, these maritime adventures allow them to experience the thrill of travel, the excitement of new horizons, and the romance of being on the water together, all while staying within Blanco's comfort zone. The yacht trips are particularly clever and thoughtful because they offer many of the same benefits that private aviation provides Selena, and that is privacy, luxury, flexibility, and the ability to travel with friends and family in a controlled environment. There's also something deeply symbolic about the couple's embrace of boats and yachts as a primary form of shared travel. Water has long been associated with romance, with journey, and with the idea of embarking on adventures together. When couples talk about being in the same boat or navigating life's waters together, they're using maritime metaphors to describe partnership, collaboration, and shared destiny. So for Selena and Blanco, these aren't just metaphors, they're literal experiences that define how they travel together and create shared memories. The yacht trips also represent a form of travel that's inherently slower, more present, and more about the journey than the destination. Unlike flying, where you're transported from one place to another in a matter of hours with little awareness of the space you're traversing, yacht travel forces you to be present with the water, the weather, and the gradual change of scenery as you move along a coastline or across a lake. It's a form of travel that encourages conversation, relaxation, and presence, exactly the qualities that a busy celebrity couple needs to maintain their connection amid the chaos of their professional lives. From a practical standpoint, boat and yacht travel offer several advantages that make it ideal for a couple in Selena and Blanco's unique situation. First, it provides privacy that's nearly impossible to achieve with other forms of travel. When you're on a private yacht, you're in a controlled environment where the only people present are those you've invited. There are no paparazzi hiding in bathrooms, no fans asking for selfies at inopportune moments, no risk of someone recording your private conversations and selling them to tabloids. The water itself becomes a moat of sorts, a buffer between you and the world that allows for genuine intimacy and relaxation. Second, yacht travel offers flexibility that rivals even private aviation. You can depart when you're ready, change your itinerary mid-journey, extend your trip if you're having a wonderful time, or even cut it short if work demands call you back to shore. There's no flight plan to file, no air traffic control to coordinate with, no weather restrictions as stringent as those that govern aviation. While you obviously need to respect weather conditions and maritime safety, there's a freedom to water travel that appeals to people who value spontaneity and flexibility. As Selena and Blanco settle into married life, it's easy to imagine that boats and yachts will continue to play a central role in their shared travel experiences. Perhaps they'll explore more of the California coast, discovering hidden beaches and charming seaside towns that can only be accessed by water. Maybe they'll plan longer yacht trips to Mexico, Central America, or the Caribbean, destinations that are accessible by boat without requiring the kind of multi-week ocean crossing that transatlantic travel demands. There might even be romantic dinner cruises, anniversary celebrations aboard yachts, or simply lazy Sunday afternoons floating on a quiet lake somewhere, away from the demands of Hollywood and the scrutiny of the public eye. It's safe to say that the maritime aspect of this couple's travel story opens up possibilities for future adventures that honor both of their preferences. They could explore the Mediterranean by yacht, visiting the French Riviera, the Italian coast, or the Greek islands. These are places that are accessible by boat once Blanco has completed whatever ground-based journey gets him to Europe. Without doubt, it becomes evident that Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's travel isn't just about privacy. It's also about luxury, one that is rarely seen amongst many celebrities today. But what do you think? Are there other celebrity couple that comes close? Let me know in the comments section. And for more videos like this, click on this next card on your screen.